everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about the most important meal of the day, breakfast, but the best breakfast places in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like and subscribe, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. Also, if you are thinking about coming down here to check out the whole area, I have a 3-day itinerary link below. So maybe you're a venture, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you have kids, maybe you're a sightseer. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it. All right, and my favorite, I'm gonna say favorite, one of my favorite places to get breakfast in Fayetteville, Arkansas is the Prelude Breakfast Bar. If you go there, it's in the Metro District, kind of like right off of Dixon Street downtown section. It is very, very delicious breakfast to say the least. The huevos rancheros, highly recommend. Very, very good. It's a very, I would say, cute, kind of fun place to bring your family, bring your friends. And it's really close to the downtown section, of course, right next to the Razorback Greenway. So maybe you're biking and you can stop there and grab some breakfast. It's definitely a great place to check out when you're in Fayetteville. It is by far one of my favorite places to get breakfast at in Fayetteville. And it is, let's just say it's very good. Then everything on the menu is good. You can't really go wrong with the place. Great coffee as well. Definitely try the coffee. So Prelude Breakfast Bar, Metro District, right downtown Fayetteville. It's a must-see, must-taste in Fayetteville when you're down here. And the second place in Fayetteville, Arkansas for the best breakfast I consider is Nomads. So Nomads is on the south side of town, and it looks like, honestly, it looks like an abandoned gas station, and it looks like Nomads, it definitely goes to the theme. So you're thinking like, what am I pulling myself into? You're pulling up there like, oh my gosh. But it is known for amazing breakfast and also really good brunches. So if you want to go that in between, like you're not quite sure if you want to do like lunch or brunch or breakfast, try Nomads because they have fantastic mimosas and great like lunch, but also great breakfast. One of my favorite things on the menu is called Beast Mode for breakfast. It's a lot of food and it's quite delicious to say the least. So if you are thinking about going down to Nomads, you're gonna kind of be surprised when you get there because it kind of looks like I said before, interesting. But the food there is top tier and they have a great following. So it's just kind of a fun environment. So it's kind of a place where you want pretty good food and also like kind of a really fun experience. You definitely need to try out Nomads in the south part of Fayetteville. Oh, before we move on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So obviously you might be looking at moving down to Northwest Arkansas and you're kind of looking at homes for rent or for sale, and you'll quickly realize that like Realtor.com and Zillow are super slow. Instant Home Updates, which you can find out right below, will make sure that everything you're looking for goes right to your email right away. So you're not kind of caught off guard with things like going last minute, because sometimes hours makes a big difference in this market. So go ahead and like add your criteria and I'll send you all the rentals and homes for sale right away. Also, I started a new email, so if you want to keep up to date with like all the comings and goings of Northwest Arkansas, so all the cool things that are happening here, I have an email link below. I only send an email once a week, but just kind of keeps you up to date all the cool things that are happening here. So maybe when you're coming down here, you can check out some of the things, but when you get down here. And number 3 is called the Farmer's Table, also in South Fayetteville. And I think the best way to describe Farmer's Table is obviously they have a very organic, kind of locally sourced material for food, but everything they produce there is just so photo-esque. It is like the Instagram, it's like not only does it taste so good, but it looks so good as well. And it's amazing. So if you are in Fayetteville, you definitely need to try out the Farmer's Table. So usually you'll see a theme here, obviously. I usually get their Ozark huevos. Something about that combination I just love. But I usually get the Ozark huevos. But the interesting thing with like the Farmer's Table is that if you have gluten intolerance or you want more dairy-free stuff, definitely check out the actual Farmer's Table. They are more catered towards that kind of stuff. But every single piece of like meal on their food is delicious. You cannot go wrong with anything at the Farmer's Table. And it's also a really cool environment. Like there's a lot of outdoor seating, a lot of indoor seating. It's kind of like I would consider like Farmer's Table, obviously, but it's very home-esque. Goes along with the theme. So very fun, very cool environment, and you definitely need to check them out when you're down in Fayetteville. And fourth on my personal list and my favorite breakfast places in Fayetteville, Arkansas is Ozark Bagel. So the thing is, Ozark Bagel actually has Ozark Mountain Bagel has a place up in Bentonville on the square, great location. They just opened a brand new location in Johnson, Arkansas. So Johnson is kind of wedged between Springdale and Fayetteville. It's kind of a small little town. Definitely check out Johnson. People are sleeping on Johnson. Great downtown section. But thirdly, they have a location in a food truck actually in Fayetteville. So if you are in Fayetteville, right on like near the trailhead, and they kind of move around, so definitely check out their Facebook page. But they're usually in front of Rush Running. So usually, obviously, carbs, running, holy matrimony, obviously. But great place to get, like, I would consider like breakfast food. So they have obviously homemade bagels, and these are not bagels they're shipping in from anywhere else. They are making bagels in store and home in NWA. So to get a fresh bagel, a little bit rare nowadays because obviously a lot of bagels are more outsourced. Not at Ozark Bagel. So great place to get a bagel, great cream cheese. And if you're kind of in that bagel scene, because obviously that's a scene evidently, but if you're into the bagel scene, definitely check out Ozark Bagels. They have fantastic bagels all the way from poppy seed to everything bagel? Everything on it bagel. Love that one. Last but certainly not least is the Little Bread Company in Fayetteville, Arkansas on Block Street. So the reason that I love this place, obviously, it's very artisan, very cool, similar to Prelude, similar to Farmer's Table, but they just have very, like you said, artisan kind of style of food. So it's very custom, very like almost like a chef made it. Obviously, all these places are very custom menued, but the interesting thing is like this is a very artisan kind of thing. So not only does it look good, taste good, but it's just good overall. But the thing that drew me to this place was the fact that if you are a fan of Seinfeld, they have 2 sandwiches on there called the Costanza and also the Kramer. I have gotten the Costanza before because if you know Seinfeld, George is one of the characters on Seinfeld, and it is a great show. But on top of that, anytime you name things off of a show that I've seen before, it's going to be a winner in my book. So maybe you're a fan of Friends, obviously. I don't know of any sandwiches shops down here that name things after Friends, the show, but obviously here they name stuff after Seinfeld. So the cool thing with them is they have kind of a smaller menu, but it's very good what they do. So obviously if you're on Block Street in Fayetteville, which is near the downtown section of Fayetteville, like the actual square itself, definitely check out Little Bread Company. They're a fun place to visit. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas to check out the whole area, download my 3-day itinerary link below. So maybe you're a venture, maybe you're a sports person, kids, foodie, sightseer. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. Also, when you do come down here, I can kind of give you the $10 tour so I can show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.